problem మన education system. In education system, the biggest problem is one human being coming and telling another human being, how many times I should tell you? Still you have not understood that. That's the worst thing in an education system.
Bias, what we call today, basically those were not the names some years ago. Indus was called as, if you go back to your schooling, Indus was called as Sindhu, and that is why it was called as Sindhu civilization. So today what Indus is known as, earlier Indus was called as Sindhu. Similarly, Jhelum was known as Vitista. Then Chenab is Askini, Ravi as Parusini, Byas as Vipasa, and Satluj as Satyudri. These are the Vedic name, you can call these are the Vedic name or as the old name of those rivers. Question may be asked, what is the Vedic name of Indus? So the answer will be Sindhu. Similarly for Jhelum it is Vitista, Chenab Akshini, Ravi is Parushini, for Byas it is Vipasha, and Satluj it is Satyudri. Clear? I hope this is clear now. Good. Now this Indus is done, so I'll remove this part. Right? Okay, let it be. Later we can revise. So the next one, as there are 5 river system. One is Indus, we have already covered. Now we will go to Ganga. So students, put the heading as Ganga. Ganga, as I have already given you the distance in the beginning of the class, the distance of Ganga is 2510 kilometers, and it is one of the longest river of India. How? Again, for your clarity, I'll make it the diagram of our country. So for clarity, this is Uttarakhand, this is Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, and this is Bangladesh. So I'll put it point wise. This is Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Brahmaputra. Now here how the river flows is, it starts from Uttarakhand, passes through Uttar Pradesh. Now before it starts from Uttarakhand, it's a very interesting to know how it is at this point. This is the point. From here actually it is known as Ganga, but before that it is not known as Ganga, it is known as something else. And what is that? Is here, this is the point, so I'll make the point this. So how it starts is this, and both starts from the Kailash, that is nothing but Himalaya. This river on the right side, I can call it as Bhagirathi, and on the left side I can tell as Alaknanda. So these are the Himalayas, it comes from the Himalaya glaciers, right? And it meets at a point, and that point where it meets, it is called as Dev Prayag. And Ganga, let me tell you again, Ganga is the modern river which have formed after Himalaya have formed. Before that, already Brahmaputra, Indus and Satluj were there, and all three are the sources of all these three rivers are Mansarovar Lake. So if you see Ganga, before Ganga itself is not known as Ganga from directly from the glacier, but it is the Alaknanda river, Bhagirathi river, which joins to a point and it joins as Dev-Prayag, and from Dev-Prayag the destiny of the river is known as Ganga. So this point is nothing but Dev-Prayag. So from here, from Uttarakhand, it passes to Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, it passed through Varanasi, Allahabad and enters to Bihar from Patna, West Bengal, Kolkata, and then falls into Bay of Bengal. But before it falls into Bay of Bengal, it makes a delta, and that delta is called as Sundarban. Here, before it goes to West Bengal, one of the part also goes across Bangladesh, and from there also it falls into Bay of Bengal. Again, the interesting thing to know about the river is the river Ganga, which passes through Bangladesh, is called as Padma. So this is again an important thing to be noted. So the length of Ganga is 2510 kilometers. So it starts from Bhagirathi, Dev-Prayag, passes through Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, goes to Bihar, West Bengal. From West Bengal it falls to Bay of Bengal, and then one part goes to Bangladesh and falls into Bay of Bengal. So the important thing over here, the length of Ganga, Ganga is the longest river in India. And then apart from this, one more thing to understand here, the Theri Dam. Theri Dam is located on the river of Ganga. So these are the two important aspects to understand. Because one time a question was asked, when you start moving from Jammu and Kashmir to Bihar, how many states you cover when you go by the shortest distance? So what you have to do is, if you start from Jammu and Kashmir, just below Jammu and Kashmir there is Himachal Pradesh, then on the right side there is Uttarakhand, and then down to Uttarakhand there is Uttar Pradesh, and then Bihar. So that is how you can calculate. Though you can go in n number of ways, the question was asked that what is the shortest distance. So similarly, question may be asked that Ganga passes through which all states, and the options will be given with some states. So that is how you go through, right? I hope this physical geography is quite helpful, and I hope I'm trying my best to make the diagram as proper as it is. So pardon if the diagram is bit here and there. The basic purpose is for your understanding, right? Clear? Okay, before I move into next, anyone have any question? Okay, fine, great. Now, since we have already discussed, we are discussing on Ganga. Ganga don't have any rivers, which is again further divided, but there are tributaries which finally joins Ganga during the path, during the destiny from Uttarakhand to West Bengal. So how it goes is, basically Ganga, I can divide Ganga into two tributaries. How? One, I'll keep it as left bank tributary, and the other I'll keep it as right bank tributary. Here, to understand what are the rivers we have to take into consideration in left bank tributaries, here we will be discussing the important rivers. The rivers will be like Ram Ganga, Gomti, Kali Sarda, then your Gandak, then comes your Kosi and Mahananda. Those are the basic important rivers which are the important tributaries to Ganga. Whereas when it comes to right bank of tributary, there are two important rivers, that are Yamuna as well as Son. So here I'll start first with left bank tributary. One is Ram Ganga, then is your Gomti, third Kali, or it is also known as Sarda, then is Gandak, Kosi, and the final one is Mahananda. Okay, so the first one, Ram Ganga, the origin, as I told, whenever we discuss on any river, we have to understand the origin, the source. So Ram Ganga, the origin is Nainital, and Nainital is in Uttarakhand. Nainital is also famous for his hill station. It joins Ganga in Farrukhabad. And Farrukhabad is in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, I'm writing the short. I hope it is clear to all. Similarly, Gomti, the origin is Pilibhit, again in Uttar Pradesh, and it joins Ganga in Ghazipur. Ghazipur itself is in UP. Coming to Kali, Gandak, Kosi, this all three, they join Ganga in Bihar. But the origin of Kali is Nepal-China border. Nepal-China border in Tibet. It joins Ganga in Bihar and the place is Hajipur. Gandak, the origin of Gandak, as I have already discussed that Kali, Gandak and Kosi, all the three rivers. Recently Kosi was in news because the flood in Bihar, if you remember, recently Bihar was flooded by the overflow of Kosi river. And Kosi river is what? Kosi river, because that is what the Chief Minister of Bihar, that is Nitish Kumar, have requested the central government to have a discussion with Nepal, because what Nepal have done is, Nepal have opened the gates of its dam, and because of that the river have overflown and have passed to the states of Bihar. So through the current affairs also we can have a approach over this. So Gandak, the origin of Gandak is Nepal. Here also it is Nepal-China border, and it meets Ganga in same near Hajipur only. You can rate it as Bihar. There is no specific name because it is in the border. Then Kosi, Gandak, even this is Hajipur. You can write it though. Okay. Here Kali is not Hajipur. Here it is in Chhapra, right? Both are in Bihar. Then comes Kosi, again Nepal-China border, and it is also called as the, out of all, Kosi is important because it is called as sorrow of Bihar. See, there are three terms used: sorrow of Bihar, sorrow of Bengal, and sorrow of China. Sorrow of Bihar is Kosi river. Kosi river is a river which comes from the Nepal-China border, and once if the gates are opened from Nepal, so definitely the river will overflow, and it is it is not 1 year work. It is like every year this comes across. Bihar come across this situations. Similarly, sorrow of Bengal, it is called Damodar. The river Damodar is called sorrow of Bengal, whereas sorrow of China is the Yellow River. Yellow River is sorrow of China. So sorrow of rivers, those are again an important question. And the last one, it is Mahananda. Mahananda, here Mahananda, the origin is, for Mahananda, the origin is Nepal and Sikkim, and it joins Ganga in Bangladesh. So this is the only river which joins Ganga in Bangladesh. Joins Ganga in Bangladesh. Right? I hope this is clear to all. Okay. So this was all about left bank tributary. So similarly, we can go for the right bank tributary.
You can learn any subject, anywhere, any place, and on the go. Come, let us go the other way in learning. Download our revolutionary app for free AMC.